Hey guys, it's Phaedra from All Things Phaedra, and I'm here at Overland Expo Mountain West. We're out here in Loveland, Colorado, and if you are into overlanding, if you're into camping, if you're into outdoorsy things, then this is the place to be. Now, if you've been here before, you know I cover a lot of different things. I cover cars, travel, entertainment, and I'm also here to cover the GMC Canyon. So if you're a fan of mid-size trucks, I got something special that I'm going to bring to you today. Now, why me? It's not a car, it's a truck, but it does travel and it is entertaining. So stay tuned. I am going to bring on a GMC product expert and I'm going to take you inside this all-new GMC Canyon. In the meantime, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because you know you want to come back for more content just like this. So I'm here with Will from the marketing team at GMC, and he's going to tell me a little bit about the Canyon, some of the models that they have here, and how it's kind of evolved to what it is today, and why you are at Overland Expo.
Well, thanks for having me today. We're really excited to be at Overland Expo. What we have today is the next generation GMC Canyon, including the first ever AT4X. This is the first time we've had the AT4X on the Canyon, but we also actually have an AT4, an Elevation, and Denali trim that are all new for this generation. We're really excited about Overland Expo in particular because back behind us we have the old Canyon AT4 concept. That concept truck was actually the vision for the Canyon moving forward, and you'll see quite a bit what was on that concept truck actually ended up in the next generation AT4X. So a few things I'll highlight on the new Canyon. We've added a tremendous amount of capability and technology to this vehicle. Everything from the 3-inch lift, the multi-matic dampers, the front rear lockers on the AT4X, to across the Canyon lineup with a standard lifted and wide chassis across the board. From a capability standpoint, a lot of new technology, big screens. We have a standard 11-inch center screen, fully digital instrument cluster, available head-up display. A lot of technology, but it's a GMC, so it's always going to be in a very premium package across the lineup.
And let me ask you, when you're going from concept to production, how much do you take into account the public response to what you're showing?
Absolutely. When we were here last year, we had a huge crowd around the concept. They pointed out a lot of things on the truck they really liked. We took that back to design, back to engineering, and really took that feedback seriously. And I think you'll see that in this truck, because a lot of what was on that concept ended up being reality.
That's awesome. Okay, well, let's go ahead and take a look at the AT4X. I'm going to bring in a product expert to talk specifically about that and show us what's inside and outside. I'm here with Ryan, who is the product manager for GMC Canyon. So he's the man that's going to know everything about it, and he's going to give us a quick walk around and show us what's new and what's different and what we can get excited about with the Canyon.
Well, thank you. So yeah, it's something to be very excited about with the GMC Canyon here. What we have today to show you is the Edition 1 on the AT4X. So to start things off a little bit, you have your off-road bumper with the integrated winch here that has a rating of 9,500 pounds. In addition to that, you have your rounded safari bar for that additional protection, and your light bar here as well. So also, if you get a glimpse underneath, you have your aluminum skid plate, which is very, very important for your off-roading. What's nice too is that the AT4X has a 3-inch factory lift. If you look at the other models that are in the off-road on the Canyon, you have your 2-inch factory lift. So on the Elevation, AT4 and Denali, which is standard, and then also on the AT4X across the lineup, not only AT4X but across the lineup, you have your 2.7 liter turbo high output engine, giving you GM estimates of 310 horsepower and 430 pound-feet of torque. So
now, is any of this specific to this Edition 1, or is this does most of this come on the AT4X?
So great question. So what I just called out is pretty much all Edition 1 content.
Okay.
The skid plate, though, that will be standard on the AT4X. This one's just a little bit differently designed because it's cut out a little bit differently to support the off-road bumper.
Okay.
But so this front portion here, a lot of it is the Edition 1 content. So moving on to the side of the vehicle here, you can see the beadlock capable wheels, which are standard on the AT4X Edition 1 package. If you were to not get the Edition 1 package, what's standard on the AT4X is a 17-inch wheel with 33-inch MT tires. So if you want to keep moving on with me as well, you have your rocker protectors, again standard on the AT4X. You don't need the Edition 1 package. Again, that one's standard across the board on that trim. The AT4X does come standard across the board with multi-matic DSSV dampers. So that's unique to the AT4X trim. The Elevation AT4 and Denali will not be getting those. So what's great about the Canyon as a whole, though, when you take a look at the capability and the performance from the technology side, there's a lot to offer both from the interior and exterior side. So if we're thinking about the Canyon as a whole and you want to talk about the elevation, you're going to get a lot there too. So when we talk about the 11.3 inch information center, which we'll get inside and show you in a second, you have your 11-inch driver information center. You have a head-up display that's available across multiple trims, and then also you have different drive modes, you have your transfer case, and a lot that is packed into here. Another thing that I'll call out on the AT4X specifically is that it does have its front and rear e-lockers that are controllable in the front there. So if you want to keep walking with me, I can show you a couple other perks about the rear. So what you have here is an integrated storage system that is lockable. So you can stow anything that you would like in here, whether it be a cup full of dog treats, or if you're out on a tailgate and you're camping with ice and beverages, or you want to put in some straps in there. It's fully lockable. It does have a drain plug in case you are doing the ice route and you want to drain the water. And it's very exclusive for the Canyon here. So one thing that I want to call out as well is when you're taking a look at the tie downs, we do have 8 compared to last generation of just 4. And then another thing to call out when we're looking at the rear, what's exclusive for the Edition 1 package is these reconfigurable bed rails, which you take a tool, unscrew them, and then you can lay them across horizontally. The bed liner is standard on the AT4X. It's also standard on the Denali. And what's nice about the AT4X and Denali, you see the trim called out on that. So the AT4X right there to give that premium GMC feel. All right, so taking a look at the interior of the AT4X, you have your Obsidian Rush interior theme. So you have your red accents, but kind of gives you that sporty feel, but also that premium that you would expect from a GMC side of things. So I already mentioned this before, but you have your 11.3 inch touchscreen that's standard across the board, across all trims. On the AT4X, you do have an 11-inch DIC and then a 6.3 inch head-up display that's standard across the AT4X and Denali. You have your switch bank that gives you the controls of numerous things. Like I mentioned earlier, you have your front and rear e-lockers that you can control there, as well as other things that you want to operate within your vehicle. Another thing to call out is that you also do have your drive mode control, which gives you the ability to switch through your different drive modes. For the AT4X, you get 5 drive modes, and one thing that's unique about the AT4X is you get your exclusive Baja mode. In addition to that, you have your transfer case. So you have your auto, you have your 2 high, your 4 high, and 4 low that you can navigate through. And then finally, on the infotainment screen, that's something that I didn't call out earlier that's very important for those that are seeking the off-road, is that you have your off-road performance display. So it provides you 8 key measurements for when you're taking your car off-roading. That could be your G-force, or your pitch and roll, your wheel slip, and a couple other things too that'll really set you up for what you want to know about your vehicle. One thing that you don't see here on the AT4X is the available sunroof. So it's something new that is available across the board on all trims, which is something that we're extremely excited about because we did not offer it on the previous generation. So really we took what the customers wanted and integrated it into what we are offering for the next gen Canyon.
So special thanks to Ryan and Will from GMC for giving me an inside glimpse at the GMC Canyon AT4X. Now, good news, bad news. The bad news is the Edition 1 is sold out. It was a limited amount of trucks under that trim, and they've taken all the reservations and they have sold out. But the good news is the AT4X will be coming to you in 2023, so stay tuned for that. Now, if you liked this glimpse of the GMC Canyon, you learned anything new, give me a like. That really helps me out on my video. And even if you didn't like it, but you didn't hate it, go ahead and give me a like too. That would really help me out. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you next time for my next adventures, whether it's cars, travel, or entertainment. Thanks, guys.